Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's actually Tuesday today. If you're new here, my name is Jamie Rose. I'm 33 years old and I live in New York City. Anyway, I'm filming this on a Tuesday. I actually took today and yesterday off for a few reasons. One being that tonight I'm seeing a show with my friends. I'll get to that in a second. But I just want to say, I'm really bad at taking my PTO, my paid time off. I'm terrible at taking even a week off, and my colleagues were like, why are you taking just 2 days? You should be taking a full week. But I'm really bad at taking days off because I am a perfectionist. I like to do things a certain way, and I feel like maybe some other people feel the same way too. But honestly, today I slept in till almost 8:30. I didn't eat breakfast almost 10. I'm having a slow day. The weather's not great. And then yesterday I went out to lunch with my neighbor. She's always asking to go on a weekday, not a weekend. And I had texted her and was like, I took a Monday off if you're available. But anyway, take your days off. I'm trying to be better about really tuning in with my mental health and trying to take a step back, not be reactionary. And yeah, and if you watched my video about turning 33, I talked about how I feel like I've been a bit of a workaholic, and because I have put work first, I haven't been able to have a love life and dating, and have I ruined my life because I've done that? But I think maybe there are a few of you out there that are the same way as me. So anyway, what are we doing later? We're seeing The Outsiders. Of course we're seeing The Outsiders. What did you think I was going to say? But wait for it. So tonight at The Outsiders, I found out about this last week. Oh my God, I might cry. Okay, so my friends and I have had these tickets to The Outsiders for months. We got them on Today Tix. It was some of the cheapest tickets we could find. My two friends are coming with me. They've never seen the show. They also never read the book, but they just watched the movie so that they had some context for the show. You don't have to do that, but a friend of mine did that before she saw Sunset Boulevard, and she felt it was helpful. And I think I had another friend who said they kind of wished they had watched the movie too. But honestly, with The Outsiders, I don't know. I feel like if anything, the movie sticks more to the book than the musical. But I was online and I saw that someone had posted, one of the fan accounts had posted that C. Thomas Howell, who plays Ponyboy in the movie, is going to be at the show tonight. I could cry. You don't understand how many times I've watched the movie, guys. You don't understand. The movie is my comfort movie, and he's going to be there. Are you... I can't. What is life? How crazy that my friends and I chose this performance to go to, and he's going to be there. The only thing that I'm a little disappointed about is I think Jason Schmidt is on a leave, and I think Brody Grant is on vacation, so we might get understudies for them, but that's okay. That's okay. If there is an understudy for Cherry, if we get Haley or Melody or Sarah Grace, I will scream in a good way, but I'm so excited. I don't know if we're going to stage door. My friends and I said let's see how crazy it is. Last time I tried to stage door, only 2 of the actors came out because there was a VIP there, so I'm assuming they're probably going to meet C. Thomas Howell at the end of the show, right? Also, the actor who plays Randy from the movie is going to be there, but fun fact, there is no Randy in the musical. He does not exist. He's gone. Just gone. Also, by the time this vlog comes out, I will have seen maybe Happy Ending for a second time, and I'm so excited. I told my dad the last month, I was like, we have to get tickets to see this because it's going to win Best Musical at the Tonys, and it did. But I'm so excited to see The Outsiders. This ties with Something Rotten. So Something Rotten I saw 4 times, 3 on Broadway, once on tour. So this is now tying with the Broadway show I've seen the most, which is exciting, but it probably will be the show I see the most. But yeah, that is that. And I'm going to chill out. I'm actually going to eat probably an early dinner because I need to leave here at a little before 6. leaving the curly hair. It is so humid. I like how my hair is like falling right now. Like I think the length is pretty good, but I do want to grow it out. I do kind of miss having long hair. So anyway, I might see you later. If not, I will probably see you later this week. Hello. I am turning into my father and my cousin-in-law, and I am watching the Yankees game. Sometimes if I turn on my television and I have one of those like Fire TVs from Amazon, and if it's like, oh, the Yankees are on, I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to watch. So, yeah. And currently they're winning. I love Yankees game. You know what I was going to talk about. Of course you did. Of course you did. First off, first Pride playbill of the season. Hell yeah. If you don't know, Playbill does this for Pride Month. We love Pride Month. Let's talk about The Outsiders. C. Thomas Howell and Darren Dalton were there. I keep wondering, what did Darren Dalton think when he went to the show and realized that his character Randy is not at all in the show anymore? Justice for Daniel Marconi, who did play Randy in the workshop. But this is my 4th time seeing The Outsiders. I will be seeing it a 5th time at some point. Who knows? I love this show. You guys know how I feel about The Outsiders. You saw me cry in one of my videos about it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is brilliant. I have broken my streak of seeing the original cast. There was an understudy for Jason Schmidt. Apparently he's on a leave. I'm assuming maybe he's recording music or something. I don't know. Or maybe he's okay. He hinted in an Instagram post that he may have broken his nose again. And everyone was like, dude, I really hope not. Because I saw him right after he came back from breaking his nose. And he sounded great. Better than ever. But Davis Wayne went on for Soda. And I loved his Soda Pop version. I thought it was great. I thought it was like the right amount of emotion. As much as I love... Okay, you know what? I'm turning this off. The lighting's driving me nuts. As much as I love Jason Schmidt's version of Soda Pop, sometimes at the end, I find that it's very dramatic. Like, it's a little too dramatic. Because one of the things I love about Brent Comer is that Brent Comer does a wonderful job of regulating his character's emotions. Because this is something you learn in like high school theater class, is when you are supposed to be like angry, sometimes you're yelling, but like you can be angry without yelling. It's a skill to get an emotional roll down. And Brent Comer, that's what's so amazing about him. He does it. He does it perfectly. And sometimes I feel like that one moment in the show, if you know what I'm talking about, the very end, sometimes I feel like it's a lot. And I feel like Davis had that moment, and I was like, that's the amount of emotion it should have. I really enjoyed it. I liked his voice. I liked his, I loved the staging that they had him do. Maybe it's just me. I felt like maybe they changed. I don't know if they did. I thought they changed some of the staging with throwing in the towel, but I think I'm wrong. I think that was just me like not realizing how it starts and then how it ends. I thought he had wonderful chemistry with Brent and Brody. I did get to see Brody again. He was fantastic. I know I said last time it was the best they've ever sounded, but Brody specifically, because the second time I saw the show, he was having some trouble hitting notes, and like he could not hit that high grade expectations note, and he knew he couldn't do it, and he didn't do it. But this time he hit the note, he was projecting. And then there were certain parts of the show where he was very emotional, and I don't remember him getting emotional, but it was very appropriate for those moments in the show. Very, very appropriate times for him to be emotional as Ponyboy. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I thought he sounded wonderful. Now, I am sad my friends and I did not stage door, but there were a lot of people. We had reservations. We had places to go, people to see. But I think like all the cast came out, including Brody Grant. And I was like, wait, what? Like all the cast members I didn't get to meet the first time. They all came out, but that's fine. My friends who came with me loved the show. They thought the choreography was wonderful. They loved the music. They actually preferred the musical to the movie. They watched the movie earlier that day. And speaking of the movie, we have to talk about how I mentioned it before. C. Thomas Howell and Darren Dalton were there. I saw C. Thomas Howell and Darren before they went into the theater. I nearly cried because The Outsiders movie has been my favorite movie since I was in 8th grade. And my friend after the show asked me, how did I get into this story? How did I get into all of this? So in 8th grade, my 8th grade honors English class was reading The Hobbit, but the rest of the honors English classes were reading The Outsiders. Don't ask me why we were reading The Hobbit. To be honest, if you saw my 8th grade English teacher, you'd go, oh, that makes sense. She was interesting. My friends were like, Jamie, you have to read this book. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's so good. So my mom, being the reader that she is, encouraged me to read it on my own. I did. I then read Rumblefish. I read That Was Then, This Is Now, which I did recently reread. I also watched the movie Rumblefish. Very strange. Very strange. But Diane Lane and Matt Dillon are in it. It's very artsy. Very cool. Weird story, though. Very strange. And after I read the book, my friend brought over the DVD and we watched it, and I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. And I would watch that DVD. I got the DVD. I got the 25th anniversary, the complete novel version. And I would watch that movie over and over and over again. To sit there in the theater watching this show with the actor that... The only other actor I know that has played, besides the actors in the musical, that has played this role in another medium was insane. They did not bring C. Thomas Howell up on stage after. My friends and I thought maybe they would do something since he was there, but they did not. They clearly took like photos and stuff either before and after the show. It was so cool. I do want to address, though, I know that C. Thomas Howell did a movie back in the day that was very problematic now. He was in blackface. I do not condone that. I think that is really offensive and awful. And unfortunately, one of my favorite comedians has done it before, Chris Lilly. If you've ever watched Summer High Tie, he has done similar characters, which is not good. Blackface is off. That's not acceptable. It never should have been acceptable in culture. So I do acknowledge that C. Thomas Howell did that movie. He also dated Kyle Richards. Everything goes back to Housewives. Everything goes back to Bravo. There's so many things. You think everything goes back to The Outsiders? No. Everything goes back to Bravo. Anyway, that is all. I just had to quickly talk about that. Also, my hair, like the curls are curling. This is second day hair. But yeah, it is Wednesday. I'll probably film more later this weekend. Oh, and yesterday we went to this restaurant that was across the street from Maybe Happy Ending, and they were either just about to come out of the stage door or maybe they already had, but they must have had like an 8 o'clock show because we got there around 9:30, but that was really cool. We thought maybe we would see like Darren, Chris, and Helen. And my friends and I also love Catherine Quinn, who runs their social media. I love her. I love her videos. I follow her. I follow her on LinkedIn as well. What a powerhouse. So, but yeah, go see The Outsiders. It's the best. Filming on my phone because I forgot to grab my camera. It's also raining, so I don't want it to get wet. Well, not like raining, but I am going to the Old Navy and the American Eagle in Times Square just because they're like right next to each other and I have rewards I have to use. Well, I don't have to use them, but I'm trying to revamp my wardrobe. It's a great time to come to Times Square, not too busy. It's like a little before 11. So curious what's being set up behind me. don't know what's going on. Alright, I got a few things at Aerie and American Eagle. I found a top that I had been eyeing for quite some time. And then I also got a pair of leggings because they were on sale. And since I have to go to physical therapy, I'm like running out of leggings. And it hasn't been warm enough on the weekends to wear bike shorts. And I love leggings. Like I always have them around. I should probably keep some at my parents' house actually if I go home. But I'm gonna go to Whole Foods because I want to pick up a few things. And then I'll probably start to make my way home because the Canadian Grand Prix is on at 2 p.m., which is kind of annoying. I definitely like when they're on in the morning because then I can just like sit at home and watch them, you know? Okay. Oh, you know what I might do too, actually, before I go to Whole Foods, even though I just had coffee, is I really want to try the s'mores draft latte at La Colombe. Ooh, maybe I'll go and get another coffee. I literally just finished my coffee like an hour ago though, from Starbucks. I just had the grande cold brew this morning. Oh, floor 5 is open over here. Oh, no, open really early. Huh, the more you know. Hello friends, we're back in the chair. I also got a s'mores half tan from La Colombe. I saw the s'mores draft latte all over TikTok and I was like, I need to try it. But I got it as a half tan, so it wasn't as sweet. It's fine. It's nothing great. I used to get draft lattes all the time when I worked in an office. That was like my sweet treat. And I also went to the La Colombe that I used to go to all the time when I worked in an office. It's so weird sometimes walking in that area being like, wow, I worked over here for like 5 years. This is crazy. Anyway, the weather this weekend in New York City is once again awful. We have been having just like crappy weather every single weekend. Last weekend, it was so humid. I can't even begin to tell you. It was like, it was so gross. It was so gross and it was hot. It was so sticky. It was, ugh. Thank goodness, like it was raining throughout the day and finally the temperature went down. But this weekend, it's actually quite cool and rainy. Still humid though. Still sticky. Very sticky. Yesterday, I didn't film anything because my dad was here and we were doing a little Father's Day celebration. We went to go see Maybe Happy Ending and we went to go to Din Tai Fung for dinner. It was very good. I just didn't really have anything to film. But I loved Maybe Happy Ending. Oh my God. And it was so cool to watch it nearly a week after they won the Tony Award for Best Musical. My dad loved it. However, I will say, don't sit in the last row in the mezzanine. What I did not realize, it's technically not an obstructed view, I guess, but the balcony slopes down at the Belasco and it does block a little bit of the set because like Maybe Happy Ending uses like the whole stage and sometimes there's things happening above and it was a little hard to see some of it, but I loved it even more the second time around. Darren Criss and Helen Shen are just such a great duo. And afterwards, my dad even was like, I can't believe she got snubbed for the Tony. My dad made a great point. He goes, this show is really, it's a duo. Like you need both of them to make the show happen. And the fact that Darren Criss not just got the Tony, but got the nomination and Helen Shen didn't get anything is crazy. And my dad was like, she was immensely talented. My dad thought she was wonderful. My friends were like, what was your dad's favorite part of the show? And he just loved the chemistry between the two characters. And he also was impressed how, one, there's really not choreography in the sense of dance numbers. There's really no big like 11 o'clock number. The show just kind of flows. I love how the music is very light and yet it has an impact. And yeah, It's so, so good. If you have not seen Maybe Happy Ending, you really need to go see it. It is so fantastic. And if you don't get to see Darren Criss or Helen J. Shen, the understudies and standbys are wonderful. I have watched video performances of them. They are so, so talented. They're very talented actors. I follow Hannah Kevitt because I know of her from Alexis Eldridge and Emma Pittman. I think they like all know each other. They're just wonderful. And like, I love Helen J. Shen. Oh my God. And then I told my dad, I was like, you know Andrew Barth Feldman? And my dad was like, oh yeah, the kid from Five Towns. I was like, yeah. I was like, that's Helen J. Shen's boyfriend. And my dad was like, no way. I was like, yeah, they're like this cute little Broadway couple. Oh, I love them. So they're just so cute. If you watch the Tony Awards, Mia, Chris, and Andrew Barth Feldman, when they were watching Helen and Darren on stage getting their Tony for the musical. Oh my God, it was so cute. They were like two proud partners. They were so cute together. It was so sweet. Anyway, the Canadian Grand Prix is about to be on. I can't believe over a year ago I was there. And actually the weather we're having today here in New York is the weather we had in Canada during this race. It was a wet race on and off for the first hour. But I'm excited. I missed qualifying. I also, sometimes I watch free practice, sometimes I don't. Yeah, but otherwise, it is a day to be inside. Also, I didn't bring an umbrella. So, yeah. I did buy some things at American Eagle, and then stupid me forgot I had a gift card. It's fine. The gift card doesn't expire. But I had a $5 reward. So I got a pair of leggings, which were on sale. I got a shirt I had been looking at. And I also got a pair of undies because Aerie undies are just great. And they're so nice. Whenever I go to Aerie, they're just always very nice people. But the city's been quiet today, which I'm so happy about. I love when it's quiet. I think it's the weather. I think a lot of people, because it's Father's Day, I think a lot of people are out. But yeah, I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my time. If I don't continue this vlog, then I don't continue it. But I had such a nice little short work week, and now I get to relax. I also had a very early start this morning. I was up at 8 o'clock. I went to Trader Joe's, and then I was like, I'm going to head out. And I did everything I needed to before 12 o'clock, which is pretty good. So that is all. And, yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and let me know what other video ideas you want me to talk about. Okay, bye!